Hello, everybody. The whole idea of Speaker's Corner was never for it to be whenever something horrible happens, I will come on and I will talk about it. It was about talking about everything. It was about from everything from dating advice and safety for women and political developments and history and just having what I'm good at and know about, talk about that. But we are here again and somebody is dead. Charlie Kirk was murdered. He was assassinated. And media's gone all up in arms. Lots of rhetoric, lots of lies, lots of stories, lots of gossip, lots of hearsaying. But there's one thing in the middle of all of this coverage of this poor man's demise that irks me. There's one thing that doesn't make sense, and nobody has deemed to explain it. So now I'm going to put the question to you because there's a problem. Charlie Kirk, according to all media outlets, was killed the 30-06. That's a round, fairly modern round. By all accounts, a Mauser, K98 Mauser, was found. That was his grandfather's war trophy. So it's World War II Mauser. Every expert has testified to the effects of a 30-06 bullet, the round hitting the body in different places. You look it up, he was killed with a 30-06. Now, here's the problem that I want to ask you all, and maybe someone can clarify it, because I haven't found anybody else to do so. A K98 Mauser is an 8mm, not a 30-06. The Mauser round is fairly similar to a 30-06, but fairly is not really a way to describe or to cover a very specific event as an assassination. A Mauser Mauser K98 is an 8mm. It's existed for 100 years plus. It is a very good and very accurate, very round, very old rifle. The 8mm is powerful. It is a little fatter than the 30-06. The 30-06 is a little longer. Now, of course, that then brings me to something that no one ever addressed, which they may. I would like someone to address this. Is it possible for a K98 to be rechambered, which is something people, specialists do. Sometimes you rechamber a weapon so that it's built for one type of ammunition to fire a different type of ammunition. The 30-06 is a newer round than the 8mm Mauser. Thus, it is more powerful. It is also slimmer. That's a problem, because a slimmer round fitting into a larger chamber, how do you alter a K98, well, let's call it fat chamber? It's not that big of a difference, but it's enough. And believe me or not, when it comes to firearms, you really want the small details to match. How do you fit a slimmer round into a fatter chamber? How do you rechamber something by making it smaller? You don't. Being that a Mauser, the diameter of a Mauser bullet is 0.323, a 308 is 0.308. So the barrel and the bore, the rifling is all different. Plus, also 308 being a newer, more modern loaded munition, it may be a problem with the pressures in the chamber, the headspace, and the action. So mismatch is bad juju. And the extractor, everything would have to change for this to actually work. But don't know if they did or not. And also, the 30-06 is longer, but presumably that would protrude into the barrel, so that might be okay. but there may be a problem with the magazine capacity because it's not that long. Um, Somebody help me out with this because either everyone just doesn't know what they're talking about, or someone is lying, or this very old weapon that was a war relic, somebody has spent an awful lot of money um, and effort to rechamber it to something else. That makes no sense. If you take a war trophy home, you keep it as is because it's special. But it was sporterized, so something was done to it, different stock, different and the scope on there. So okay, work had been done to it, but you would basically have to re-engineer the whole chamber in order to rechamber it. And nobody has mentioned this. Nobody talked about it. Why does Granddad do that? I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense. It's not the same bullet. It's not the same round. And I'm not fueling a conspiracy. I just want to know, was this weapon rechambered or not? And if it wasn't, why is everyone claiming he was shot with a ammunition type that's impossible for that rifle to fire? I will not say impossible. I have once bought a 30-06 that was labeled as a 308, and I was able to fire 308 through it. I couldn't hit a damn thing because the round was bouncing down the barrel and sort of hit willy-nilly down there. So you do not fire, which also means different barrel for the Mauser. So you basically replace the whole rifle with it. Instead of rechambering it, basically means changing the whole thing. So what's the damn point? Why would anybody do that? I've never heard of anybody that would have done that to a Mauser. Not saying that it's not the first time. I'm just saying, where did that story come from? Now, I'll leave that to you, and then I'll go away. I'm going to try to cover more things here on the channel. It was always meant to be a place of debate and information and talking about things and asking questions. And I'm going to go back to that. And we're also going to talk a little bit about AI, the internet, smart world, dating, social interactions, people, psychology, history. There's lots of things to talk about because there's a lot of things going on. But let's just start trying to figure out what exactly killed Charlie Kirk. Have a nice weekend, all.